So you're thinking about moving to Austin or somewhere else in Central Texas. You're not quite sure where to start. You may have even been here a few times, but you don't really know much about what are the subdivisions in Austin. What are the best ones? What are the ones with the best amenities? Guys, that's what this is all about. That's what this whole series is about. Best subdivisions in Austin. I'm Chris Peshek, Peshek Properties. I've been in Austin since 1999, so there's not a lot of agents out here that know this town better than I do. And the whole point of this channel is to introduce you to my Austin, the things that I love, the places that I love, and obviously the best subdivisions, which is what we're going on and on in this video about. So today we're getting this going in Easton Park. Easton Park's a great little subdivision, and I shouldn't say little because it's huge, but it's a great subdivision on the southeast side of Austin. It's about 9 miles to the airport. It's about 10 miles to downtown. In terms of location, it is hard to find a better location in a new build subdivision. Houses here start at about 1,200 square feet, go up to about 3,600. Prices start under 400,000 and go up to $1 million. So there's really something for everybody here, and there's some of my absolute favorite places to eat and drink within about 5 miles of this location. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go check out all these places that I love, and it's going to start right now. So let's jump into this. What does it take to be considered one of my favorite subdivisions in all of Austin? I like a couple of things, and you should know this about me already. First of all, I like access to good food and drinks, okay? I like cool architecture, and I like to be outside. And then the other thing that a subdivision's got to have is it's got to have amenities. Okay, so let's start with amenities here. The amenity center is right here behind me. Check out the architecture. You can tell the lines are modern, and we're going to jump into this in a little while with some of the houses as well. So that's the first thing that you notice about this amenity center is it doesn't look like a stuffy amenity center. You can tell that the design team put some time into the sucker. It's got a ton of glass. It's got wood underneath on the underside of these awnings, big shade awnings. It's a nice swimming pool out here, places to hang out inside and outside, and the landscaping's beautiful. They use native landscaping, but the way that it's done with the modern and steel and concrete and all that stuff, this place is just cool to hang out in. It's one of those things as an amenity center that you want to come hang out in. Now, there's parks all over the place in Easton Park. I think there's 6 or 7 of them total, and you know that when we're talking about getting outside, the other thing that you've got to have for me is hike and bike trails. Let's go take a look at hike and bike trails next. And like I mentioned a while ago, if you're gonna make my top subdivisions in Austin, Texas, you better have some outdoor things to do nearby. I've already shown you a lot of the hike and bike trails here and the parks here in Easton Park, but nearby, you've got things like McKinney Falls States Park, you got McKinney Rough, you're just 10 miles to downtown, so you've got the hike and bike trail and the Colorado River and Lake Austin, and that Colorado River runs all the way out. Obviously, it goes all the way to the coast. That's what rivers do, but you've got access points between here and Bastrop all over the place. So if you love jumping in a canoe or a kayak or a paddleboard and you just want to get on a less used part of the river, between downtown Austin and Bastrop is a great place to get out on a non-motorized boat. If you've got small motorized boat, you can get out in that too. But I kind of like that nice peace and quiet, getting away from the normal daily routine, jumping on my kayak and just getting into places that not many people are, dip my feet in the water, got a rod and reel in my hand, probably a cold beer as well. Again, if you're gonna make my favorite subdivisions, you're gonna have to have stuff like that nearby, and Easton Park's got it. One of the other things people absolutely love about Easton Park is that there's a walkable elementary school inside of the subdivision. This is Del Valley ISD, which is a fast-growing school district out here on the east side, with the high school being just east of the airport. But there is an in-neighborhood elementary school that is walkable. Just one of the great features that parents are going to love. As we get ready to take a look at the 3 different homes I'm going to take you by here in Easton Park, remember, if you like this video, you're going to love the rest of my content. So make sure that you click the thumbs up and that little bell so you're notified anytime I bring new content, which is multiple times a week. This is not your normal stuffy traditional subdivision. You've got traditional builds here, you've got modern, just all of the different builders have their own little take on a modern urban subdivision. Different builders, speaking of, you got houses from Taylor Morrison, Perry, Pacesetter, Meritage, Newmark, and Brookfield. There's probably going to end up being more builders before it's all said and done. Like I said, this is going to be a large neighborhood, but you've got a huge selection of homes built by some of Austin's best builders here. And again, with price points between $350,000 and $1 million, there's something for absolutely everybody here. All right, so the first house we're going to take a look at today is technically a condominium. Now, these aren't your attached wall where you've got 4 or 5 people in one building. These are separate standalone units, but in Austin, in order to get houses closer together, you have to qualify them with the city as a condo or put them in a condo regime, and then you can have what's technically considered a 0 lot line, which is what these are. So like I said, we've got pricing here all the way from down close to $350,000. So this house is listed at $360,000, built in 19. It's a little over 1,200 square feet. It's a 2-bed, 2.5 bath. But you know, when you get into a price point like that in Austin, and again, so close to the airport and so close to downtown, you're going to end up having to trade some things off. Now, that's okay for some people because some people would love this house because it's a lock and go lifestyle. There's a lot of privacy in it. Yards are not big, so if you're not a person that's big on pets, or if you have a small pet, something like this could be a great option for you. But here's the house right here behind me. Very cool architecture, low roof lines and things like that. Now you can tell it is down below me. I am up on the street level. So this is Colton Bluff Springs Road, which is one of the main roads through here. But the whole time I've been talking to you, not a single car has passed by. This area, even though there's a lot of people here, the traffic on this road is not all that significant. So when you look at on the other side, you've got single family homes. Those are larger ones, not considered condos. But on this side, you've got all these condos lined up, and here's a walk down a courtyard between some other condos just to kind of give you an idea of the feel. But another one of the cool things they did here between these condos is they have these kind of shared green areas right in the middle where you walk out of your front yard or out of your front door and you're right into kind of this cool little park setting right in front of your house. Now, they're rear load garages, which, you know, again, for somebody that doesn't need a large yard or doesn't want a large yard because you don't want to have to mow that sucker, these things are absolutely perfect. You pull up, you park your car in the garage in the back, your house is standalone, ready to roll. And again, if you're somebody that travels a lot, or maybe this is something that you need for a second home, these things are absolutely perfect for them. So there's your under $400,000 price point here. Next one we're going to check out is going to be a $600,000 price point. Let's go take a look. Now, as I mentioned, as you spend a little bit more money, especially, well, anywhere, but in Austin, you're going to get more amenities. So this next house we're going to take a look at, it's got a little bit bigger yard. And before we head over there, I just wanted to point out, I mentioned there's parks all over the place, these little pocket parks like this. So again, you got shade structures in here, you got a bunch of grass, homeowner association takes care of this. Great place for kids to hang out. I mean, families to hang out on a Sunday afternoon. This is almost like a little cul-de-sac here with these houses that circle it. So if you can find a house that's on one of these pocket parks, absolutely amazing. Now, look how wide the sidewalk is. That's one of the things that they talk about in here is they've got miles and miles and miles of ADA compliant walkways. Now, there's some a little more rustic trails back in the woods and stuff in the green belts, but for the most part, you've got these huge walkways, so you don't have to worry about, kids having to get out into the streets or your pets in the streets. You got plenty of room for 2 or 3 people to walk by each other, all walking dogs at the same time. You don't have to worry about them getting after each other and getting in a fight out here just because of how much room there is out here as you're walking by. Now with this house, again, a little bit more expensive. This is $600,000 as listed right now. A little bit more of a traditional styling. So if you want something more traditional and you don't want a modern take, I was gonna show you another little modern one here behind me with these low pitch roof lines. If you want something a little bit more traditional, they've got them in here. This one again, priced at $600,000. It's about 2,300 square feet. It's a 4-bed, 3-bath on one one floor. And it's a really, really good size house. 2,300 square foot, 4.3 for Austin at $600,000 is a really, really good deal when you look at some of the other places you can be. So I'll pop in here. That's the house right here behind me. Again, a little bit more traditional, and some people like that. Some people want that. This one is on a corner lot. So, you know, again, a lot of room and access directly to this pocket park that I just mentioned over here. All the trails are all connected. Just a really, really good, solid option in Austin for $600,000. And this thing was built in 2020. So this is basically a brand new house. All right, now let's go to the other end of the spectrum. Let's run this thing. The most expensive house on the market in here right now is about $850,000. We're gonna go take a look at this one right now. Now, as we're walking down to this last house, I'm going to take a second to tell you some of my favorite places to get a drink and to eat around here. First of all, my favorite place to get a drink is a brewery called Last Stand Brewing Company. Now, I'm a little bit bitter because they used to be about a mile from my house, and now they moved into Austin, and they're about 6 miles from here, just a little under 6 miles. Another great brewery is Meanwhile Brewing, and the reason that I like Meanwhile so much is because of the food trucks that they have. They've got a barbecue truck called Distant Relatives, and a good friend of mine, Graham, is one of the chefs there. And I'm going to tell you what, they've been written up like the lead chef is a Beard Award nominee for Distant Relatives, and for a barbecue truck, that's something. That place is about 6 miles away from here as well. And then one of the other ones, there's a theme with me. I like beer, so one of my other favorite ones is Pint House Brewing. You may have heard of a beer called Electric Jellyfish. It's an IPA, hazy IPA to be specific. But one of the things, Pint House has got 2 locations close by, but I really like the one off of South Lamar because that's where they have their pizza. And Pint House Pizza is freaking great pizza, and that's about 10 miles away from here. So that's just some of my favorite ones. There's other locals that are going to have, their favorites that are closer by and things, but those are just the ones that I really like. Now, last house we're going to take a look at today is one that was built in 2020 again, so basically brand new. It's a 2-story this time, but we went all the way up to the upper limits of the price range in here that are listed right now in March of 2023. This one is listed at $870,000. Now, it's a 4-bedroom, it's got an office, it's got a game room. Again, it's a 2-story, so you've got that extra volume in there, 3,200 square feet. Just a really pretty house. I love the way that they're starting to take the Texas limestone and they're starting to do these dark features around it. It just looks really sleek and modern. One of my favorite things that they're doing in this neighborhood are just the cool colors. This house here has been on the market just for a little bit, so I know the ones that are 3,200 square foot in this subdivision tend to go pretty quickly. People like these big houses, but again, if you need something that's big, Easton Park's got it. If you need something that's small and lock and go, Easton Park has got it. You need something that's a little bit modern, a little bit contemporary, Easton Park has got it. If you need something that's just middle of the road and just a normal traditional single family home, Easton Park's got it. So the next thing that we're gonna do on videos, remember to keep a lookout for these because I'm taking you all around different subdivisions. And if you click on this video up over here, you're gonna see one of my other favorite subdivisions in Austin. Chris Pesce, Dripping Springs Home Team, guys. If you're looking to move to Central Texas, whether it's 9 days, 90 days, or 9 months, it does not matter. Get in touch with me and my team. You can call us, you can text us, email us. You can set up a Zoom meeting with us. We just love to help people move to Austin, people that are just like you. All right, have a great one.